Welcome to a brand new episode of The Drop, the weekly show where I let you know the hottest games coming out across the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the PC, the Switch, whatever they might be coming out on, we will talk about them right here. This week is a big week for Saints Row fans because Saints Row the Third Remastered is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC, with a Nintendo Switch port to come at a later date. On top of that, The Persistence, a PSVR game, is coming out on not only the PlayStation 4 in a non-VR format, but a variety of other consoles, including the Nintendo Switch as well. Then we have the wonderful 101 Remastered, plenty of games to talk about today, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into it. To kick things off this week, we have our headliner, Saints Row the Third Remastered, coming out on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC, again with a Nintendo Switch port to come at a later date. Saints Row the Third Remastered gives you control of the Saints at the height of their power, and you live the life to show for it. This is your city, these are your rules. Remastered with enhanced graphics, Steelport, the original City of Sin, has never looked so good as it drowns in sex, drugs, and guns. Years after taking Stillwater for their own, the 3rd Street Saints have evolved from street gang to household brand name, with Saints sneakers, Saints energy drinks, and Johnny Gap bobblehead dolls all available at a store near you. The Saints are kings of Stillwater, but their celebrity status has not gone unnoticed. The Syndicate, a legendary criminal fraternity with pawns in play all over the globe, has turned its eye on the Saints and demands tribute. Refusing to kneel to the Syndicate, you take the fight to Steelport, a once proud metropolis reduced to a struggling city of sin under Syndicate control. Take a tank skydiving, call in a satellite-targeted airstrike on a Mexican wrestling gang, and fight against a highly trained military force by your lonesome in the most outlandish gameplay scenarios ever seen. You have weapons of class destruction. It's one thing to defeat your enemies, it's another to humiliate them. Hover jets, human cannonball cars, and outrageous melee weapons are all part of the fun. Crazy character customization. Create the most outlandish characters you've ever seen, from washed-up celebrities to maskless ninja pirates. Inside every center there is a saint. Who will you become? Over-the-top co-op. Fly solo or play online with a homie. Give free-fall skydiving a try, landing in your partner's flaming pickup as you make a desperate run towards a heavily armed Syndicate base. Steelport is always more fun with a friend. This is by all means the ultimate package for Saints Row the Third because it not only includes all 30 pieces of original DLC, the game looks significantly better than it did when it originally came out because of the modern technology that many of our games use today. And so if you look at the comparison between the original and the new version that's launching this week, I think you'll be very impressed with what you see. Now, if you've already played it, it's going to be similar in style of gameplay. Obviously, it's still Saints Row the Third. It is the game that we all know and love, but it has been touched up and all of the DLC is included. So hey, if you've never played it, by all means, you can check it out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC when it launches this week, and it's coming later this summer to the Nintendo Switch. Next up, we have The Persistence coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC, and this release is a little bit complicated, but we'll talk about that more in a moment. The Persistence challenges you, a clone of security officer Zimri Elder, to survive aboard a doomed deep space colony starship overrun with horrific and murderous aberrations. You are the last survivor. Your mission: restore functionality to the ship and somehow make your way back to Earth. Death is just the beginning. The only thing that stands in the way of saving the starship is an array of clone-printed monstrosities constantly replenished by the ship's malfunctioning clone printer. If any encounter with these foes proves fatal, Zimri's consciousness is uploaded into a new host body ready for the next attempt. In other words, this is a roguelike, an ever-changing labyrinth. The colony starship has a self-configuring macro structure which can alter its internal architecture, and due to the catastrophic malfunction, that's exactly what will happen. Upon awakening in a new cloned body or on teleporting between decks, the layout of the starship will change each time. Each and every expedition into the Persistence will be unique, with different items and gear to collect and upgrade. Enhance, upgrade, and augment. The technology of the 26th century allows for genetic augmentation and manipulation of dark matter technology. Requescence Zimri's DNA to improve health, toughness, and defense abilities, or even harvest crew DNA to create cloned bodies of crew members to inhabit, each with their own unique abilities. Explore, evade, fight, and gather resources. The mutated horde won't think twice about tearing Zimri limb from limb. Use the environment to scope out, stalk, and gain the tactical advantage in either evading or attempting to take them down. Explore the decks of the ship and gather resources, weapons, and suit customizations to aid survival in the journey deeper into the dark and terrifying depths. And of course, asymmetric multiplayer. Connect a phone or tablet running iOS or Android to the game for up to 2 players to take control of Solex, the ship's engineering system. Once connected, they will be able to take control of the ship's systems in real time, including abilities to lure creatures, open doors, and disable any of the ship's internal security defenses. iOS or Android compatible devices and the persistence applications are required, but hey, you could have a very unique multiplayer experience. So this game launched about 2 years ago on PlayStation VR, and it was pretty well received. So the devs have now ported the PlayStation VR game into a traditional style game, where it's just played with a controller or mouse and keyboard. So you can now pick it up on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC without having to worry about having a VR headset. But that's not all. If you do have a VR headset and you want to play on PC, the game is now going to be compatible with every VR headset that Steam allows functionality with. So this is going to be a pretty good second run for the game. If you haven't heard of it or you never played it whenever it originally launched on the PSVR, now is your opportunity to do so. And it's coming out this week, again on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. Next up, we have the wonderful 101 Remastered coming out on the PS4, the Switch, and the PC. A team of heroes from around the world must unite to protect the Earth from vicious alien invaders. This band of 100 wonderful ones works together using their fantastic abilities to create a variety of forms. Whether it be a giant fist or a sharp blade, they will use their wits and power to overcome the enemy's pitfalls and perils. And the final member of this team of courageous heroes is you. From Platinum Games, creators of the Bayonetta series, Astral Chain, Nier Automata, and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, comes the wonderful 101 Remastered. This game will be Platinum Games' first self-published title and is a powered-up version of the wonderful 101, originally released by Nintendo on September 15th, 2013 as a Wii U exclusive. The wonderful 101 Remastered offers the unprecedented ability to control 100 heroes at once with the flowing controls and dynamic action that are the Platinum Games' hallmark. It's all brought together by a pulse-pounding tale of heroic bravery and friendship standing tall against evil, and is Platinum Games' most ambitious offering to date. Hideki Kamiya, director of the wonderful 101, has supervised this remaster and added numerous improvements to ensure that this game can be more easily and thoroughly enjoyed by all on all various platforms, and with improved visuals, frame rates, and loading times for an enhanced experience on all fronts. So of course, as a Platinum Games title, this game does have a dedicated following right out of the gate, but the wonderful 101 did have this kind of cult following that it has maintained over the years, and it was unfortunately locked to the Wii U. In the same way that you saw various games locked to the Ouya, and you see some games locked, at least in a timed exclusivity format, to the Google Stadia, you do have, of course, games that were on the Wii U that faced a similar kind of challenge. So this week, the wonderful 101 gets a second chance, in a way, by coming out in a remastered format on the PS4, the Switch, and the PC, with the modern enhancements that the Wii U was never going to be capable of, and of course, many titles just a few years ago weren't able to achieve. So if you want to give the wonderful 101 another shot, the remastered version is coming out this week, again on the PS4, the Switch, and the PC. And to round out today's show, we have Maneater coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. Starting as a small shark pup, you are tasked with surviving the harsh world while eating your way up the ecosystem. To do this, you will explore a large and varied open world, encountering diverse enemies, both human and wildlife. Find the right resources and you can grow and evolve far beyond what nature intended, allowing the player to become a massive shark, an apex predator of legends. Eat, explore, and evolve. In case you missed it, this is a game where you're literally a shark eating people, and other things, but people. If you've ever watched Jaws and thought, man, I'd love to be that shark, this is the game for you. That's literally what this is. You start off as a small little baby shark, and then you just grow up to become this giant megalodon. It's weird, but I like it. I don't know, it's kind of one of those simulator style games where it looks a little janky, but you forgive them because it's so strange. So if you've ever wanted to be a shark, congrats, you now have the chance. Maneater is launching this week on the PS4, the Xbox One, the Switch, and the PC. And before we round out today's show, we have one honorable mention, and that is Golf with Your Friends is coming out on the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Switch, and it's getting its full release on PC after having become somewhat of a Twitch streaming icon over the course course of the past few years. That rounds out today's episode of The Drop. If you enjoyed this one, drop me a like down below and let me know what games caught your eye. Will you be diving back into the worlds of Saints Row the Third or the wonderful 101? What about the Persistence? And of course, are you going to be chewing people up in Maneater as a shark? What a strange game. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I will talk to you soon, and peace.